Fox with FoxeoGames, and this is Dark Souls Predatory Women, episode number 5, I do believe. This one's going to be about the Gold Digger. Now, we just don't have enough material to fill up an entire episode. And you know what I just realized? Did I already kill all those worms, or by quitting out, did it actually cause them to disappear? Did I find a way to make those worms disappear? Because I'm pretty sure there were at least 1 or 2 left. I think I killed 2, but there were 2 left. But anyway, the worms are gone now. Good, I didn't like them anyway. I don't think we're going to be able to take up an entire episode with just the topic of the Gold Digger, because it's pretty simple, and it's one of the least applicable to our lives as regular people. But that doesn't mean it's not applicable at all. However, good news is, I found more notes that I forgot about for narcissistic personality disorder. Quite a few notes, so we can hit on some points with that. That'll be cool. Oh, that's where we are. Okay. I'm not used to coming back from that direction. When last we left off, here we were, right where you see me now, doing what we're doing now. Playing as Kieran. It's like a cosplay playthrough, not a role play. Because, I mean, really, I'm not going to pretend to be Kieran the entire way through this. There's just not enough material there to last. Woo! I'm not sure there was a way to avoid that. Wow. That bleed effect. The damage is awesome. That's what I rely on, guys. Bleed effect. Now, many of you are probably thinking, gold diggers? I mean, I don't have to worry about gold diggers. I don't have any money. That's probably a common scenario for a lot of men, is thinking that they don't really have a whole lot of money. They certainly don't have enough for some gold digger to come after them, try to take all their cash that they don't have. But keep in mind that when it comes to the gold digger, we tend to think of them as only in the context of the rich and famous. Gold diggers go after the Trumps, the Bloombergs, the Bill Gates, you know, the Jeff Bezoses. That's the guy who owns Amazon, or CEO, whatever they call them. Nowadays, you can't even say somebody owns a company, because it's not like a thing for publicly traded companies. They aren't owned by individual, but they're owned by a conglomerate of individuals and stockholders. But anyway, regardless, he's the Amazon guy. So the question becomes, what relevance is this to you, especially if you don't make much money? Well, if you don't make any money, then no, there ain't no gold digger out for you unless you've got an inheritance. So, assuming you don't have any large amount of money, you don't have a fancy car, you don't have a great job, why would you worry about a gold digger coming after you? Well, here's something to consider. Just like with borderline personality girls, extremely beautiful and attractive ones can get sometimes richer or more famous men. If they're a model, they could probably get, you know, a famous actor. If they're not a model, well, they could probably still get someone that's got some money. Gold diggers are similar in that, I don't know if I'll die if I jump down there, so let's not. Gold diggers are, oh my god, okay. Oh my goodness. In that there's levels. Now, if a woman is extremely attractive, just absolutely beautiful, got an amazing body, model level quality, we're talking like Instagram 9 or 10 out of 10, then is she going to go for you with your little measly $40,000 a year job? Nah, of course not. She can do better. She knows that. She will do better. She'll go for more. But let's say there's a woman who has that gold digger mentality. That's how she thinks. She wants money, but she doesn't look that great. She really doesn't look that great, if you know what I mean. She might be like a 5 out of 10, maybe even lower than that, maybe a 4 out of 10. That does not mean that these girls don't still try to get something out of life. It was too much, but that's fine. Let's do strength, just because eventually I may do another playthrough. I'm going to do another playthrough, and I'll probably want strength on that. Our dex is pretty high as is. So your 3, 4, 5, or 6s, in terms of the women on a scale of 1 to 10, they're going to look for a guy who makes a good amount of money, but one that they know they can get. So today's drink of choice, gentlemen, is hot black coffee. Freshly ground Starbucks espresso beans, one of my favorites. And we're going to pour it into this new mug I got from my girlfriend for Valentine's Day. Oh, look at that beautiful coffee color. Amazing. All right, this is Knight Solaire. I usually don't get him for this. I don't know why he appeared today, but he did. I don't know all the conditions for this dude. So the 4s, the 5s, and the 6s, they're not going to aim for the millionaires because they can't get them. They're not going to aim for the doctor who makes $350,000 because probably still can't get him. Even a fairly ugly, unimpressive, fat doctor who just is balding, if he makes $350,000 a year, he's going to get that car and he's going to get that house and he's going to send a message that, hey ladies, this is what I offer. Okay? Oh no, is Solaire just going to chill out there in the lava? And the ladies are going to know what he has to offer, and they may decide, you know what? Oh shit. I'm going to need more arrows. Oh, okay, he came this way. He came to join us. Thanks, Solaire. I appreciate it. Here, come on. Come on. I really should have kindled that bonfire. I only have 4 Estus flasks right now. Oh, shoot. I just realized I don't have a shield to block this crap. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I think I can chop off his tail, but I gotta make sure he doesn't land on me for... Oh, shoot, and not walk into the lava. That was dumb. Oh, yep, you can bleed him. That's cool. Uh-oh. Let's see if I can get that tail. Huh. Let me walk out of here. Give my stamina a chance to recuperate. Oh, there we go. And that's the orange charred ring, gentlemen. That's what we need. Let's put it on... Right... Actually, do we need that to... Oh, no, we don't. Okay. Let's see if we can go back to the dark wood drain ring. Where is it at? There it is. Oh, yeah, now we're flipping around like a ninja. And then we'll replace this with the orange charred ring for now. It's not very orange, to be honest. So, your 4s, 5s, and 6s are going to go for lesser men. She won't be able to get the $350,000 a year lawyer or doctor. But you know what she can get? That's better than nothing. Is the guy that makes $60,000, $65,000, $80,000 a year. So let's say you're a plumber or electrician, or you work on your linesman for a utility company. You know, you could do a variety of different jobs that make you between $60,000 and $90,000. And even if you're not in that boat, let's say you make $45,000 and she's got nothing, you still represent to her something more than what she has. And if she can get you hooked in for a while, she can get a baby or two out of you, which is, she's also looking for that. A lot of gold diggers are also the baby rabies. We'll talk about the baby rabies women in another episode, and that's a very, very important episode, because men have no idea how often... let's see, what are we getting from this bonfire? Really nothing, so I shouldn't have kindled it at all. We're going to go hit another bonfire before we do anything else, and that bonfire becomes effectively useless, but let's level up first. So, I know, I get off track with my conversations here at times with our topics, but eventually we kind of bring it around. So if she's got nothing, your measly $40,000 a year job is something. And if she can get the babies out of you that she wants, we'll talk about baby rabies later, like I said. If she can also, on top of that, get some alimony from you for a while, and get half of all your stuff, and get part of your retirement, because you guys were together for a few years, then that's going to be a good deal for her. Because whatever else she gets out of life, what she gets out of you is on top of that. It's not instead of. They'll often give these women all this stuff when they don't need it, they certainly don't deserve it. I mean, no woman deserves half of all of a man's stuff in his retirement just because she was there and they signed a government contract saying they were married. But that's what generally the law gives her. Technically, it gives it to man too, but oftentimes it doesn't work out that way. Judges tend not to rule in favor of men. It's getting better, but it's still a very, very female-centric environment in divorce courts, family law. It's all about pussy-whipped judges or female judges who just favor women. So, unfortunately, if you have to walk into that scenario, men, like I say, you're not going to like it because men go into divorce dreading how much they're going to lose. Women go into a divorce hopeful for how much they're going to gain. Now, let me repeat that. Men go into divorce court dreading how much they're going to lose. Women go into divorce court hopeful for how much they're going to gain. That's the difference, and that's how you know it's a horribly sexist, misandrist environment. They hate you. They will make it clear to you. They will order you to pay more money than you have and not care. I mean, these are judges who you would think can't even do basic math. Like, they can't even do basic subtraction to realize that a negative number is not a possible number for you at the end of the day. Like, men will go in there and say, Your Honor, how am I supposed to live when I have to pay 75% of everything I make? And I'm only bringing home $800 for an entire month. How am I supposed to live on that? And judges will literally say, that's not my problem, you figure it out. They don't give a shit. They don't care. It's all about getting the moolah for the women. It's all about getting the monies for the ladies. Monies for the maidens. How about that? We'll make that a phrase, guys. And let me tell you something. Gold diggers do not care that you're not rich. They want you to be rich. They really, really want you to be rich, believe me. They would love it if you were a multi-billionaire. One of the richest women in the world, if not the richest, got that way from divorcing a rich man. She didn't earn it. She just got it from him in a divorce. Rich men, I do not get why they ever get married. That is the power, guys. That is the power of the blue pill beta mindset. And if you don't know what blue pill and red pill is, I really, really, really implore you. It'll change your life. Read the book, The Rational Male by Rollo Tomassi. Look it up right now. Pause this video if you need to. Exit out of this video and go get that book and just come back to this video some other time. If it comes down to you reading that book or you watching this video series, you should read the book instead. If you have so little time that you have to choose between watching my videos and reading Rollo Tomassi's book, The Rational Male, skip my videos, read the book. And I say that to you knowing that decreases my viewer count. It decreases the money I get from the ad revenue. It makes me less popular. But I honestly care about men in general. So it's important to me that men are improving themselves, that men are overcoming the beta blue pill mindsets that have kept them down for so long, that have kept them as plow horses for women, that have made them enter into contracts that ruin their lives, that have turned them into slaves to a child support system that just takes more and more. The more they make, the more it takes from them. That have turned them into essentially servants. Indentured servants, I guess. Not indentured servitudes, that doesn't make sense. But you get the idea, guys. You will be a slave to the system if you don't know what you're doing. My number one best piece of advice for you, if you can make your life work without a marriage certificate, without signing a government marriage certificate, do it. Wait a minute. What is this? Why is this thing moving around, but it's a statue? You see this? I know you guys see this. Whatever. Also, be aware, even without the bullshit government contract of marriage, even if you don't sign it, many states in the United States, and I don't know about other countries, you guys need to look this up. It's worth even paying a lawyer for an hour consultation. Many states in the U.S. will recognize your long-term relationship as a de facto marriage. It's known as, hang on. Gosh, it just slipped my mind. You guys probably already know what I'm talking about. What do they call that? Now it's going to bother me. I can't think of it. What is that? Common law marriage. That's it. Common law marriage. This one's doing it too. Fascinating. That basically a common law marriage recognizes that you and this other person living together, you and this other woman, by virtue of the fact that you've lived together and acted as a married couple for this length of time, that by default you will be considered one. They will just treat you as a married couple. They'll start splitting your assets like a married couple, force you to pay alimony like a married couple. So the only possible solution out of that, I love this mug. My girlfriend knows I really enjoy different mugs. I like different designs, different sizes. They all kind of have a different characteristic and personality to them. I'm a mug fan. There we go. These guys can drop, I believe, red Titanite chunks, in case you want to farm them. There's probably better sources, but that's another source of farming red Titanite chunks. So, you want to get... Oh, shit. You want to get a... Oh, dear. You want to get a prenuptial. A solid prenuptial in place. If your state does not, or if your state recognizes common law marriage, if your state recognizes unmarried people as being married, or at least people that don't sign the government contract, then you want to both do a prenuptial that states whether married, whether common law, whether married in the future. Make sure your prenup states all that, and do a cohabitation agreement. If you're just going to live with a woman for any length of time, any long-term length of time, put together what's known as a cohabitation agreement. Have a lawyer for you and a lawyer for her. Why do you have a lawyer? Because you need a lawyer to make sure what you're putting together is solid and recognized by law. Why does she also need a lawyer? Because if you have a lawyer and she doesn't, she could later argue that she didn't have competent representation and she didn't know what she was signing. When you guys do a cohabitation agreement, you are both essentially acting in your own interest. So what that means is that you cannot have one lawyer represent you both. That's like the same lawyer can't represent a defendant and the plaintiff. If you're suing somebody, you can't both have the same lawyer. That's a conflict of interest, obviously. Same thing with putting together a prenuptial or a cohabitation agreement. You guys cannot both be together on that. That's just not a thing. Why am I... You know what? We're not fighting this guy. This is pointless. I don't need this pathway open. Let's get the heck out of here. He's also, I think, the most dangerous Titanite demon in the game. I think he has the most health or armor or whatever it happens to be. And there's always the chance he'll just push you off the ledge. Not worth it at the moment. Now, I could go down there in that area. Not worth it. I don't need anything down there. Alright, here we go. Gotta get Quaylana or whoever this is before she ignites the world, sets the world on fire. Woo! There we go. Ooh, and Knight Kirk. Welcome, Knight Kirk. Sorry, I'm just going to have to waste you. Didn't stand a chance. The last time you fight Knight Kirk, your final battle with him, any of his gear that he has not already dropped will then drop for you. Just in case you're wondering. It's just like the gargoyles. Anything that has not already dropped, when you defeat the last one in the game, all of it will drop. So if you didn't get anything yet, it'll all drop at once. If you got everything but one item, that one item will drop. So as long as you defeat Knight Kirk in all of his invasion locations, you're guaranteed to get everything he drops. So the Gold Digger. She's looking to take. She's looking to get and to take. She wants that alimony. She wants part of your retirement. She wants part of your house. Whatever she can get her hands on. So if you're going to live with a woman, cohabitation agreement. If you're going to marry a woman, prenuptial agreement. If you think you might marry her, you should proactively, prophylactically, how about that, guys? You should prophylactically do a prenuptial agreement. And make sure the prenuptial agreement says that this shall apply to any current or future marriage, or any current or future recognized common law marriage in any state in the nation. Whatever country you're in, make sure it's as rock solid as possible, guys. Rock solid. Make sure the lawyer reviews it all. Ask him about possible issues that could come up. Ask him about what kinds of things could invalidate it. What could happen that would cause it to not be recognized. You know, what should you be aware of? Just make sure that you cover all those bases. Whoops. I do the quit out method. You can use homeward bones, but then you got to run back, and that's lame. You do not want a woman getting away with all your stuff. All right. Now, the other option. Let me cover this too. If she objects to a cohabitation agreement, if she objects to a prenuptial, it'll always be in the form of, well, you don't trust me? If you really love me, you trust me. And then you'll tell her, you know, would you ever be the type of woman to try to take everything I have? No, I would never do that. I would never try. Okay, then. If that's something you would never do, then let's put it in a prenup, and you're not losing anything because you wouldn't ever do it anyway. Right? And see what she says. And then you'll see what her true intentions are. If she was never going to take your stuff anyway, then why would it matter if it gets put in a prenup that she signs with a lawyer? The only way it would matter is if she was planning to take your stuff, and now she's being dishonest. If in the back of her mind she knows that there's a chance that she would want to take you for everything you have, that's what's going on with an objection to a prenuptial, the majority of the time. Now, there may be a few women that just don't know and think the prenup is a sign that you don't trust her. Tell her this is about us not knowing what's going to happen in the future, us not knowing what will happen with each other, us not knowing if one of us will develop a mental illness. What if I go crazy? What if I lose my mind later in this marriage and I start coming after you? Wouldn't you like to know that everything and how we split it and all of our property is put in that prenup line by line? And you can put in there simple things like, if one party acquires a car in that party's name, that car shall be the sole property of the individual in which the name is, whatever the legal language for that. I can't think of a good way to say it, but you know what I'm saying, guys. If you buy a car and put it in your name only, it becomes your car only. It does not become marital property. Oh, shit. This boss is such an asshole. I was like a half second too late on the draw there. Alright, just making sure I still have the charred ring on. Sometimes I take it off thinking I'm done. Run out here and die. If she objects to it, tell her that if she trusts you and if she really believes that this is going to last forever, that this is true love and it'll last forever, she should have no objection to the parenting plan. Sorry, to the prenuptial agreement. A parenting plan is what you get when you get divorced and have children and have to set up custody. You should get one of those if you get divorced too. You should get the best deal you can for yourself. The goal should be to get an even 50-50 split or more for you, not for her. There should be no assumption that the woman gets more. Never start out with the assumption, guys, that the woman should get more, should have the advantage, should take more. The judge may do that. Lawyers may do that. If your lawyer starts with an assumption that she deserves more or should get more, get rid of that lawyer. I'm serious, guys. Do not have a lawyer who thinks that women should have primary custody and men should play second fiddle with their children. Never, ever, ever settle for a lawyer who tells you you should be happy to see your kids 4 days out of the month and be a visitor and then pay a shit ton in child support so that someone else can raise your kids. So that your ex's boyfriend sees your own kids more than you do. Her convict boyfriend. What happened to the music? So that her convict felon boyfriend sees your kids more than you do. Alright, let's get her to react. 1, 2, and then we just go here and boom. Wait for the next swipe. because those shoulder little parts right there can knock you down. Then head inside. She can still cast Fire Tempest in here and kill you, so just be aware of that. Done. Whoa, what? I just about got shoved up in the air and then it stopped. You guys saw that, I'm assuming. That was kind of cool. Alright. Let's... Actually, you know what? I've been forgetting to upgrade this. We need 3 more Twinkling, and then we'll have the fully upgraded Dark Silver Tracer, which doesn't matter because we don't use it. I don't use that thing. I really don't. I knew that was going to happen, though, so... Let's reverse our hollowing, just for the hell of it. Alright. I almost spilled that coffee. Let's level up. More strength. Strength is good. Not as good as Dex for most weapons, but, you know. I find Dex to be the more universal stat. Of strength and Dex, Dex seems to be more applicable to more weapons. Now we can warp out of here, and we will go to... Anorlando. I think it's time to unlock the DLC area. Are we going to do the DLC? I guess we'll do the DLC. I could just plow through this as quickly as possible, but I got to make sure I do have enough episodes left for all the content I got. So with a gold digger, what are some of the warning signs? Well, I'd like to say it's obvious. It's not always obvious. This is based on what I've looked up. This is based on the Red Pill community and what they've communicated. I'm not a personal expert on this, but most women will become gold diggers when they decide they no longer want to be in a marriage. If they know they can take you for money, they will. This is true of the vast majority of women. If you have the opportunity to get money out of a woman, do not pass it up because she would not pass it up on you. I know so many guys, and they always tell me the same story. Well, you know, I actually got awarded child support when I got full custody because she's a crackhead and this or whatever, because she used to do drugs or she hung out with a pedophile boyfriend. And, you know, they told me that I could get this much child support from her, and I said, no, I don't need her money. Don't do that, guys. Women don't do that. Women take you for everything. Don't try to be the good guy and be like, no, I don't want to take her money. You need her to pay you something if you've got full custody of your kids. She should have to pay for her kids just like you should have to pay for your kids if you don't see them ever. By your own fault, not by her fault. All right, here we go. There should be no free rides. If it's her children, she should have to pay for them. If you got full custody, or even if you got primary custody. Women should not be off the hook because they're women. We need to break away from this conditioning, this beta blue pill conditioning of all the advantage going to women. You know, I really don't need anything in here, but whatever. Well, actually, I do need that. That is a twinkling. I just realized that is useful. It looks like you cannot bleed a mimic. This can be useful, Crystal Halberd, if you need just a really tough weapon. Of course, after they break, you can't fix them. The Crystal Halberds are like relationships. Once broken, they're unfixable. Let me give you a piece of advice, and I think this is true. I would estimate at least 95% of the time, if not like a 99-point-something% of the time. One of the guys in the comments section said that something I said struck him. And I'm really glad it did, because it's one of the most important things I think I say that's kind of my phrase. When a relationship has gone bad, here's the thing. Don't try to mend it, just end it. So many guys are trying to make things work because, well, you know, they've been in the relationship so long, and, well, they have got kids together, and, well, they're married, and, well, you know, maybe it's not her fault, and she's got a mental illness, or she's trying to do better, and there are all these excuses men give to try to hang on to broken relationships that just will not work, period, no matter what. You can't make them work, and a great way to try to explain it to you is this. Once you've scrambled an egg, okay? You've broken the egg, you've mixed it up, and you've scrambled it, and you've started cooking it in the pan. Once you've scrambled an egg, can you unscramble it? Oh, gosh. That was mean. No, of course not. You can't unscramble an egg. We all know that. But we try to do it. Do I not have the pyromancy flame? Are you kidding me? Really? Really now? I didn't bother picking it up last time. Dang it. I was going to use the pyromancy. Oh, I did. Okay. Woo! I mean, it doesn't have... I mean, it's not upgraded at all, but, you know... I just realized you could two-hand it. It must be the most pointless thing ever. Oh, that doesn't do shit. That does barely any more than my weapon does. Well, it does more than my weapon, but not much. Let's go up this and see if they'll go away. I do want to hit that bonfire. I think... Can you warp to that bonfire now? Maybe. Maybe not. Let's go back down. Let's see what's happened down there. Come on, follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Follow me. Jump down. Jump down. Oh, well. Look at that douchebag. He's still just wandering around pointlessly. Aimlessly. If a woman seems very interested in your money, that's an obvious sign. There are obvious signs. If she talks up... Is he really stuck right there? Oh. Oh, I see what the problem is. Of course not. Darn it. Well, let's figure out a way to make this work somehow. What about the sniper crossbow and some bolts? Oh, that does nothing. That does nothing. Okay. Absolutely nothing, pretty much. Woo! That is so little. I was hoping that by two-handing it, I wouldn't bounce off, but I'm still bouncing off. Let's see if this does something. If I can toxic them. Oh, that does much more. That does almost twice. Well, no, it does a good amount more. Oh, yeah, it does like twice as much. Do I need to one-hand it to do the toxic effect? Is that what this is? Let's see. Oh, shit. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, woo! Had no stamina. I don't think toxic applies to these guys. Am I remembering wrong? This doesn't even do... Oh, shit. Come on now. What an asshole. Did you see that? Sucker punched me. Alright. Well, one of them's dead. We'll get that other one, too. I never thought that the Dark Silver Tracer would do so much more damage. There we go. And actually, let's... I want to go see if there's a Twinkling Titanite back here, if that's what that... I don't think that's a Twinkling Titanite. I think that's a Demon Titanite back in there. And we're probably going to want to reverse these. And I still haven't gotten the bottomless box. I probably never will. I'm going to finish this game before I get that bottomless box and clean all this crap out. And I just realized we need to get rid of that. Swap that out for Wolfring. Woo! Come get me. Come get me. Woo! Come on. I need to pull him out so I can fight one at a time. I really don't need to handle two of these guys simultaneously with no shield. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm trying to roll here, but my character's just standing there like a dumbass. Done. Okay. Next. Other signs is that she likes to spend lots of money. If she's bad with money, spends lots of money. If she's previously divorced a guy and cared a whole lot about getting as much money out of him as she could. If she brags about how much money she gets from her ex, that's another indicator. If she talks about the money primarily. Custody is another issue, which may be worse in some ways, because taking money from a man, that's terrible. But taking a man's children away from him, that's inexcusable. That's on the level of just awful, terrible stuff. Horrible. That's the kind of stuff where you don't forgive that, you don't let that go. If I know a woman is committing parental alienation and denying a man access to his children, I have nothing to do with her. I don't care how I know her. What she could be, my mom. She could be previously a best friend. I would cut all ties with her. Well, she wouldn't be a best friend because she's female, but you know what I mean. Men should not support that. Men should not support any woman. And guys, if the woman you're dating talks about how horrible her ex is and how her ex he should never see his children, and she's going to make sure he never sees his children, and blah, 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 blah. You need to make sure she's aware that's not okay. Don't be hanging out. Don't be dating a woman who's alienating another man, who's screwing over another man, using the system against him. Don't do that. Because that'll be you. That'll be you next. She'll do that to you if you have kids with her. And she'll talk about how terrible and horrible you are. Don't believe your ex about all the horror stories about all of her exes and how terrible her exes are and how they all abused her and they all did this to her and they're all bad fathers. And it always goes like that, guys. They all come up with these bullshit stories. It's standard cookie cutter procedure. Lawyers tell them to do it. Their lawyers tell them, well, just accuse him of assault. Say that he's abusive and that he hurts the kids, and then she can get the full custody. No, don't believe that shit, guys. Don't be a sucker for a pretty face. Some of you guys, no offense, but you're suckers for ugly faces. She ain't even pretty. She doesn't even have a good body, and you're suckers for her. Because that's how desperate some men are, just to get sex. Don't be that desperate guy. It's pathetic. Don't be the pathetic guy who settles for the angry, bitter feminist who's taken her ex for everything he has and used... Shit. Woo! He's always risky, isn't it? Come here. Come here, you asshole. That's what I thought. Get over here. Hello? Hello? Look at that dipshit. Oh, here he comes. Be careful, because at the end of that, he likes to rear up. Oh, right there. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I have not been able to get anything toxic with this Dark Silver Tracer, so maybe I'm crazy. I just don't remember correctly. Apparently nothing can have the toxic effect applied to it in this game anymore. 2 butt stabs. These are really kind of ridiculous enemies. Depending on your gameplay style and how you built your character, they can be extremely difficult to defeat. Extremely difficult. Come on. What the fuck? At least I poised through it, huh? Oh shit! I'd already started that attack when he was rearing up. Oh shit! Again. Oh no. Come on, buddy. And done. Finally. Woo! That was annoying. I don't ever need to do that again. Almost makes you want to level up Pyromancy just to defeat them. There it is. Another thing to be aware of. Women who are in a rush to... Let me see here. Do we want to kindle that? Yeah. Women are in a rush to get you married to them. If they're in a rush to get married, that's a warning sign, guys. It doesn't mean they're a terrible woman, but be careful. She's in a phase, or she's a scammer or con artist. She could be in her epiphany phase where she suddenly realizes she's hit her peak sexual market value. Things are going to go downhill from now on. She needs to bag herself a beta male who's going to provide her and pay for all her shit through life before it's too late, and her attractiveness level just drains even farther or further. So be aware that women that are in a hurry to get married can be dangerous, can be very, very risky for you. Oftentimes, the reason for the rush is always in her advantage and a disadvantage for you. Do not think that rushing to get married is ever a good idea. If she's in a rush to get married, tell her, give her like a minimum amount of time you need to wait before you'll consider it. Don't tell her, yeah, we can get married after 6 months. No, just say, look, I need to wait at least 6 months until I can consider whether this relationship is marriage material. Give her an at least, minimum, at least. Because what you're saying to her is, I have no set time frame. There's no guarantee. And that way she knows you're not necessarily going to be a sucker to jump into marriage with her and start paying her way through life. Ooh, that was easy. And got the pendant. I wonder if I should keep going through here and unlock the next bonfire. But it does take quite a while, doesn't it? Ooh, almost got shot. Let's just head back. Forget it. We're at 40. Well, we're at 42 minutes. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot with... we'll go back. We can kill the Sanctuary Guardian, at least. Right? 18 minutes. Pour myself some more of this black coffee. All right. Talking a little bit about narcissistic personality disorder. Something to look for with that. This is from the first episode. I think it was the first... second episode. The first episode was an introduction. One thing to look at is... Let's warp to the... Undead Parish. The mask being on and the mask being off. With NPD and to some extent borderline personality, but with narcissistic personality disorder, these women have an image to maintain. They often maintain an image of being good and proper and sweet and innocent and precious and princesses and all that. So they'll put on a mask when out in public, when in front of other people, but the mask always comes off in front of you. They don't have a mask when you're there because they can't maintain the mask in a long-term relationship. You may not know that a woman is narcissistic until well into the relationship because she will keep that to herself, essentially, that she will be able to maintain herself, most likely, for a while, especially if you guys just meet up for a bit and part ways. But once you're living together, once you're married, or even just a living together long-term relationship, especially if you have kids, she can't hide it. It will come out. But you'll notice her markedly different behavior behind closed doors and out in public. Very different behavior when guests are over versus when it's just you guys. She'll almost seem like two different people. That is totally normal for narcissists. The reason they put the mask on is they need to, like I said, maintain the illusion of their goodness, that they're really great and amazing women and just special, great mothers and awesome wives and all this other stuff, and that she's that, that trophy girl that you got. And then once the mask comes off, yeah, it's, Medusa. She's just horrendously awful. She's maybe physically, emotionally, verbally abusive towards you, may threaten to kill you, may threaten to kill your children if you don't do what she says. Extremely manipulative, telling you that, you're the problem. You know what? Yes, this is the right way. Okay. She'll try to turn it all over on you too. They do something known as, let's see. Hang on, let me get here. kill this guy. Oh no, he jumped away. Alright, here we go. Oh, I forgot the acronym. They do something and then they reverse victim and offender. They try to turn it around to where you're always at fault, you're to blame, you're the bad guy, you're the narcissist, you're the manipulator. This is their strategy. Their strategy is to make you question your own reality. Like we discussed last time, that's called gaslighting. They try to get you to question your own reality by making you think that their fake, their twisted version of reality is real. And they'll do that in several different ways. Let me see. One of which is to just outright tell you. Another way is they convince your family and friends of what they're saying so that your family and friends might actually come to you and talk to you about it. I was in a relationship with a narcissist, extremely, like, very, very intense narcissist, and she would call up my friends, my mom, and my dad, and tell them things, lie, and tell them fake stories that happened. She made up a story one time that I forced her to write a letter of apology to me and then sign it. And of course, this never happened. That's ridiculous. But, you know, had I tried to force her to write me a letter of apology, yes, certainly that would seem like questionable. I'm not sure why anyone would force anyone to write a letter of any kind. And then she you know, got these people to contact me. And they would call me up and be like, hey, Fox, you know, what's going on? I mean, I'm hearing some stuff and I'm really concerned. And what's going on between you and her? And of course, you know, I'd have to set them straight and tell them what really happened. And generally they would understand. But the problem was that they would always think that she just misunderstood. They would always think that it was just her kind of confused. She was just a little confused about the situation. She always gave off that air of being sweet and innocent. And she had well, I don't want to get into details. I don't want to give too many details about personal situations. But she had this tactic she used that was very effective in getting everyone to think that she was sweet and innocent. And so nobody initially suspected her of being manipulative like that. I didn't, and I lived with her, you know? Damn, that did a lot of damage. This guy's doing a ton of damage. Oh shit, bad timing. I need to get out in the open. Oh! Whoa! 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 Golly. Give me a chance to recover some stamina. Oh yes, that was good. Come on. Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Oh my goodness. What in the world? Come on. Stop this nonsense at once. Wow. I don't think I've ever done that much damage in one round on this guy. Woo, that was awesome. I found a new tactic on him. Well, it started out badly with him doing massive amounts of damage, but it ended well for me, that is. So yeah, she had the mask on when she needed it. She took the mask off when it was just us. And I got recordings of her that I was able to play for people. And it opened their eyes. Guys, if you're on the way out from a narcissistic relationship, if you're not, you should be. And once you are, get secret recordings of her. Secretly record her. Get that stuff in audio form. Don't prod her for it. Don't purposely argue with her over it. Just secretly record her when she's in her natural, you know, bipolar-like manic state. It's not really an accurate term. Narcissists don't have those, but you know, when she's lost her shit and she's yelling and screaming and all that, when she's being really uncool, that's when I recommend you start recording her. Get that information. Oh, you know what? I didn't pick up my mushrooms last time, did I? Darn it, that sucks. Oh well. You know what? Let's buy all those. Do I have any repair powder? No. It might be a good idea to grab some just in case. You never know what's going to happen in the future. And then one of those. Although, yeah, I already have one, darn it. Oh, well. I keep forgetting to get the mushrooms from her after I rescue Dusk. 2 sisters. Name them Dawn and Dusk. Some people think it's cool. Some people think that's terrible. The other thing, too, are the lies in the games. She will play games, and she will lie. Lies are just part and parcel. It's par for the course. It's all about her. It's all about her story that she's trying to put out. It's all about that narrative. It's all about her persistent attempts to degrade you. Oh, fudge. What was that? Nothing ventured, nothing lost, nothing gained. I fell off a cliff. Projection. We've talked about the projection. That's very, very common. That's standard. They project what they're doing onto you. So when they manipulate you, they'll accuse you of manipulating them. They will get you to question yourself. If you care about her, she will cause you to question yourself. Because you will think there's no way she could feel this way unless I gotta be doing something. What am I doing? I don't, like, am I a narcissist? No. Most likely not. Possibly. Maybe you're both narcissists, but it wouldn't matter in that case because she'd do it anyway. She's getting a supply from you. It's called narcissistic supply. And she has a cluster of traits and patterns and reoccurring themes that you'll notice. It's very consistent. Once you look up narcissistic personality disorder and what they do, and you'll see it, and it just becomes very predictable. It's very easy to spot once you're familiar with it. And once, like I said, once you get familiar with it, you will see it when other guys don't. And you will see guys with narcissistic women. And if you try to explain it to them, if they're not ready, they won't leave. They will continue to be the pussy-whipped beta male, blue-pilled wusses. It won't go anywhere for you. They may actually start to dislike you for pointing out to them stuff wrong with their girl. They'll get mad at you for it. I try to help a lot of guys. I usually wait until they come to me first because that's an indicator, possible indicator that they're getting ready. And I tell you what usually happens. This happens so many times. So many guys I know in person do this. In person. So I know them personally. I see them every day. Some I work with, some I'm friends with from high school, some I just know from the community. But a lot of them do it online too. It goes like this. The guy comes to me and says, "Hey man, look, I know you went through a bad divorce situation. I need to ask you some questions. Man, hey, this is what my wife is doing. She's doing this, she's doing that. Or this is what my girlfriend's doing. We live together." And I tell them, it's almost always the same story. The result is, or the resulting advice is, look, I mean, you need to leave her because it's not going to work out. It's just going to get worse over time. She's not going to get better. You need to move on for yourself. You need to find a woman that respects you as a man, that doesn't belittle you and degrade you, mock you, who doesn't, steal your money, basically. And what the hell? Jeez. Golly. Man, that guy was intense. Like, he hated me. I didn't like him either, but I wasn't that rough. So I tell them this. They agree with me. They acknowledge it. They know it's true. They're like, yeah, I know, man. I got to figure this out. And it always comes back to the, well, maybe once things settle down, I'll do this. And I feel like I need to give her another chance because, she's the mother of my children. And we've been together for 7 years, 10 years, 11 years. And, she says she's willing to get help. And I feel like, maybe it's not really her and what she wants to. She wasn't like that when we got. They come up with the excuses. And then inevitably, they fall back into their beta, blue pill ways. She continues to take advantage of them, abuse them, manipulate them. And it almost gets worse because now they've acknowledged it. Now they've admitted it to themselves and others. And now they know they're not willing to leave and they're just not going to do it. And now they know they're just too much of a wuss. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. There we go. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Gotta go. Oh, come on. Nice. Assholes. There's covert and overt degrading of you and your personality and things you like and care about. Expect her to be extremely rude and cruel to you at times, to say horrible things about you and to you. Oh, I need one more to get this all the way up. I want to get it all the way up, you know what I mean? All the way up. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yep, it's most of the way up. Okay, I just need a little bit more of this stuff. And it'll let me get it up all the way. Here we go. And it's up all the way now. The bonfire is fully kindled. That's what I'm talking about, guys. The bonfire being kindled. Insufficient souls. That's really the problem with narcissists. They have insufficient soul. They really don't care about you. They never have. They never will. One of the toughest parts about narcissism is recognizing she never loved you. She never loved you. She liked, possibly loved what you offered her. Not your personality. She loved taking your affection. She loved manipulating you. She loved your money. She loved getting your sperm so she could be pregnant and get the child because she wanted a child. But she never loved you. And that's okay. That doesn't mean what she did is okay. I'm saying you can move on. You can get over it. You can move on and become a better man and learn from your experience and never date another narcissist again. I have a few more notes on that topic, so I may cover them in a future episode. Actually, I've got several pages of notes on narcissism. I've so much personal experience. But the gold digger was the aim of this episode originally. They may aim for older men, so guys, be aware. If you're an older guy, let's say you're probably not watching this if you're 50 or 60, but if you're like in your 40s and you're doing pretty well and you got some money, be a little suspicious if a young girl is after you. Now, if you look good and you know you look good, you got game and you're out there and you're doing your thing and you're fashionable and all that, then don't be surprised at all young women want a part of that. Of course they do. But if you're kind of overweight, you don't look that great, you're balding, you're trying to keep your hair, you don't realize yet that you just got to give up. It's not going to happen. Shave your head and grow a beard or something. But you don't look good, you know that, you're not fit, and all of a sudden there's some young lady, very beautiful, very interested in you, and you drive a nice car and she can tell you have money, be suspicious. That's all I'm saying. Well, guys, I'm Fox of FoxeoGames. We're going to call it right here. I hope you enjoyed this episode. When next we talk, we're going to talk about the baby rabies women and how to deal with them and what they are seeking from you and what they're trying to do to you. And it's one of the most dangerous types because they can screw you over for the better part of 2 decades or more. Yeah, very, very dangerous, okay? Take a lot of your money. We'll talk more about that in the next one. Follow me on social media. Twitter's the most important one of all. Make sure to like the video if you liked it. Subscribe, hit the notification bell icon, all that jazz. Guys, maintain your frame. If you don't know what that means, I'm going to do a new playthrough eventually, either this or Demon Souls again, in which I talk about all the core elements of Red Pill, all the basic elements of Red Pill. It's going to be very well organized. Titles for each and every video so you know what the videos are about. I think you guys will really like it. I'm going to really enjoy doing it. I'm Fox of FoxeoGames, and I will see you all next time. Later.